got to say, I am rather peed off. Who the hell is Stuart Donald? Honestly, who? I'm joshing you. I actually could not be any more over the bloody moon. I don't know about you guys, but doesn't it feel like absolute months since the announcement came? It's, by the way, no tablet of destiny today, so excuse me, no, it's on charge. My son had it last night. But yes, I am over the moon. Oh, it feels like it's taken months, not weeks. You know, and you have to do it a smart way as well in order to get it through as quickly as possible. And that was leave out the international investors and get them in at a later date. So obviously press conference, completely missed it. I was busy decorating. Yes, decorating. Hanging bloody annoying wallpaper up. And then having to screw the bracket to the TV back in the wall and put the TV back on the wall. So yeah, that was pretty much my fun day, really. And then out came the Roker Report, the podcast. And, thank God those guys put it on YouTube, because I can't be asked to download any crap from Apple. No offense, I'm not saying their podcasts are crap, by the way. Just from Apple in general, no. But yeah, so pretty. Straight to the jugular interview, I guess you could say. Right for the throat. Stuart Donald and I believe I can't pronounce his surname. Is it Chris Methan? Yeah, we'll call him Chrissy M. Love the guy. Chris came out and turned around and said immediately, there's going to be no players taking the piss out of the club. Exact words as well. None of them, go there, you get paid, you don't really have to do much. There'll be none of that anymore. There'll be players that will go to the club, that want to play for the club, that actually want to play for the fans. Us. Ideal. About time. Somebody that, cutthroat, that's what we've needed for a long time. It's just literally cutthroat, done. And no bullshit, thank God. Stuart Donald, apparently we have a rather big transfer budget, which is probably going to be the biggest in League One and one that Championship clubs could probably do with as well. So that's pretty interesting. Now I've seen a few things on Twitter saying £4 to £5 million. I don't think that's going to cut it. I'll explain. Don't worry. I think we're going to need around 10 to maybe 15 million. Why? Well, the reason being, there's no guarantee that the players we sell can actually go, the money from that can go into the transfer pot. Because of the running of the club, Stuart Donald's admitted he doesn't have huge amounts of money. He does have enough money. I'm okay with that, providing the debt's gone, which it has, but we'll touch on that later. And it's just, it's good to know there is money there, but I do believe 10 to 15 million, and here's why. Before anyone jumps in the comments, give me just a few more seconds of your time. Literally, we're going to need to sign around 14 players. Realistically, we could probably get 3 or 4 of them in on loan. That's not too bad, but then you do the math, that's still a staggering. That's 10 players. And in this day and age, okay, yes, I know it's League One, but Sunderland, a big club, people are going to see them coming. Because we are going to need players that have experience in League One or Championship to get us back up there again. Again, realistically, Stuart Donald aiming for maybe the playoffs. I'd like to see us win the league, but realistically, playoffs I'd say is doable. But people are they're gonna try and just milk that little bit. I know he said there's not going to be much fleecing of the club anymore, but I think he's going to have to let a little bit go somewhere along the line, because a big club like Sunderland, people are going to want just that smidgen more. But that's where you try and push them back as well, so you don't let them rip the piss too much. But to buy 10 players, that's again, you look at it. What if you want a decent striker that has, say, League One experience? For the likes of Sunderland, they could want, said club could want £1 million for him. And the thing is, we would need that. We have no choice. Effectively, effectively we're going to need to sign an entire starting 11 as well as 3 substitutes. Obviously depending on who we have left in the club, of course, but you know, it's one of those things where clubs will look to rip the piss, we will push them back, and eventually we will get a deal because these little clubs do need the money. And yeah, 4 to 5 million is not going to cut it in my book. Nowhere near tangibly close. Donald Trump there. Don't know what that was. Donald Trump. Oh yeah, still got a Donald Trump reference in the video. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting though. Good times are ahead. I like the whole getting fans involved thing. Obviously, health and safety garbage. About maybe changing the seats, get the fans along to give them a hand. I'd love to do that. You know, painting the stadium. I'd love to do that. Personally, the thing I would love to do most, all that dust that's on the concourses. Oh, just go along there with a pressure washer, just spray the fuck out of it. Oh man, I'd love to do that. It'd be great. It'd be covered in grime, but you know that you've cleaned that section of roof. Oh man, it'd be brilliant. Don't know if you could get a pressure washer to reach that high, but I don't know, unless you get a special high pressure sprinkler system, maybe it might work, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not a gardener. Trust me, I've tried that. My garden's ended up terrible. Patchy grass the works, you name it. But good times are ahead, guys. I've got a good feeling. Of course, there is a little bit of doubt, you know, just with Stuart Donald saying, you know, it doesn't have huge amounts of money. Because a club like us, we need the money. The wage bill is still astronomically bigger than Mars. You know, and then the day-to-day running of the club, staff wages, of course, as well, agent fees, agents are pricks, blood-sucking leeches of football they are. Yeah, and just the fact, with him speaking about his short-term plan, I know he doesn't want to be a failure, and yes, he does have international backers waiting literally in the wings, which is a good thing to have. Just there's still a little doubt. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You know, if he can get the right manager, who can then in turn get the right players, and then in turn if we can get a decent start, you know, say out the first 5 games, lose one, draw 2, and win 2, that could change my mind, you know, because that's a good stepping stone. Be one hell of a way for someone to start a season, that's for sure. Drawing 2, winning 2, and losing 1, I'll take that. I think anyone would. Find that one's not Accrington Stanley, Jesus. Never hit the fucking end of that, will we? But yeah, so all in all, guys, good times are ahead. But the final point before I move on to a big announcement is I just absolutely love Stuart Donald. Pretty much told Ellis Short where to get off. So he put a bid in for the club, £40 million. Ellis Short accepted. He said, "But yeah, you've got to take this debt." No, we're not having the debt. What? He's just accepted your bid, and then he said, "Hey," and you're telling him, "No, you're not taking the debt." Balls of absolute, horrifyingly hardened steel. Honest to God, brilliant to say that. And literally, this is how desperate. You know, this deal, not in Stuart Donald's case, but in Ellis Short's case. The deal for Ellis Short stank of absolute desperation. You can still smell it now, because the fact he wiped off the debt of the club, the fact that he's not taking the parachute payments, but the £40 million offer, which is going to get paid in instalments, which surprised me with Ellis Short because he wanted the money up front when he first put it up for sale. Very bizarre. That £40 basically going to get held. Technically in a pot or as collateral in a way, so that if say they pay 20 million, say they're not paying the rest, Ellis Short then has a right to go in, take that 20 million that he needs. I'm okay with that, that's fine. So he's not holding the club to ransom, just wants to make sure he gets his 40 million. But Sunderland fans, again, we have the last laugh. Ellis Short is now, he's wiped off the debt. You look at it, you go into Sunday, the club was £125 million in debt. You go into Monday, nothing. There is no debt. It does not exist. You know, it had existed, but it no longer exists. It's gone. That's it. end of. It's fantastic, isn't it? Of course, Newcastle, £100 million debt, £112 million player wage bill. Well, yeah, come on, you knew that was going to be in there. That had to get in there, you know. Tell you what, they might be in the top flight, but money-wise, who's better now? Just the fact that literally telling Ellis Short where to get off, the debt's gone. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, you know, especially when you've read the accounts and oh God Almighty. Let's not forget though, that debt could technically be more, because that doesn't actually include the last financial year. That's the financial year previous. So the debt could have actually been higher. You know, it could easily be in the range of what, 45 million, maybe even more. And Ellis Shaw's taken a pocket of that. So we've effectively, well, Stuart Donald has effectively saw Ellis Shaw coming. Literally, £85 million of his money it's gone. He's never going to see that again. The paperwork's been signed, so it's a done deal. That's it. Absolutely fantastic. When I heard that on the podcast, fantastic. But yes, guys. So if you haven't checked out the podcast, Roker Report on YouTube, need to listen to it. It's brilliant. Answers every single question with such professionalism. It's unbelievable. And he doesn't try to dodge the bullet either, which is good. So as we know, today is Tuesday, obviously because the video's out on a Tuesday, and in a week's time we have the FIFA update of a lifetime. We have the FIFA 2018 World Cup update coming. 2018? FIFA 18 World Cup update. Well, the World Cup's 2018. Yeah, FIFA 2018 World Cup update. There you go. So of course, I'm not sure I'm going to be streaming tomorrow because I've got a lot that I need to do tomorrow. I will try. Can't guarantee. Keep your eye on my social media. I'll let you guys know. Facebook and Twitter. Don't really use Instagram much, to be honest. I will have to start someday. Yes, so guaranteed at least next Wednesday there will be a live stream, and we are going to help England win the World Cup. Because let's face it, it's probably going to be the only time we actually do win the World Cup. Yeah, it will be the only time we actually win the World Cup in a computer game. It's quite sad and depressing being an England fan, isn't it? It really is. But anyway, guys, so let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you thought about Stuart Donald and what he was saying. Check out the Roker Report podcast on YouTube. It is available on iTunes, and there is another platform there. I can't remember what. I do apologise. But yeah, so it is there anyway. And just listen. It's over an hour long, but it's amazing. That's all I can say. For a new owner to go from a press conference straight across the other side of Sunderland and do that, that's what you want with an owner that actually gives a toss. So like the video, leave your comments down below, let me know what you thought, guys. Subscribe to the channel, and for now, I might see you tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next Wednesday. So yeah, peace.